Normally, I would be saying good morning, except that when it was good morning, I was getting ready to walk out the door and take an 8-hour-long trip to Newport News and back here to Newport News, then back here so that my mother-in-law could see her doctor today. So it's been a day. But Spirit assured me that I could leave all the cards out here on the table and I could tell this story later. So that's what I'm going to do. Today's December 22nd, 2025. It's my Uncle Bucky's birthday. So there's a couple messages that wanted to come through before I even pulled any cards this morning. And the first one was about, I'm never, to those followers of mine who are also tarot readers, I am never going to tell you to stop watching tarot. Stop watching spiritual speakers. I'm never going to tell you to do that. Because I noticed something yesterday. We're all pulling from the same energy. But we all have different perspectives on it. So I've been pulling on the energy of Ascension, going down into the darkness, the sacred marriage of masculine and feminine, and then ascending into enlightenment. I've been pulling on that energy for the last week, and I'm not the only one. I usually record my videos between 3 and 5 in the morning, sometimes a little bit later. These other readers are doing their recordings at around the same time, so our videos are coming out like at about the same time of the day. And we're all pulling on the same energy. Why would I tell you to stop watching tarot? Because I find it interesting. I love it that we're all pulling on the same energy, but we have different flavors to offer, different perspectives to give. Now, with that being said, some of us have outgrown watching tarot. Most tarot readers will tell you that we want you to outgrow us. We want you to start getting these messages for yourself, whether it's through cards or automatic writing or your own channelings or whatever. We want you to be able to get this information yourself. I'm just here as a mentor to help you so that you can read this energy yourself. However, if you find yourself repeatedly getting sucked into the message because you have something going on in your life that, maybe might fit the little bitty pieces together and you might resonate with it for a minute, it might be time to pull away from that reader just for a little while so that way you can get your own perspective on what that energy is trying to show you. I love that we share this gift. I absolutely love it that we can tap into the same energy field. I love that we have different perspectives. I love that we're all individual, okay? I found myself falling into the trap of when my heart chakra started opening, feeling like I might have been falling in love with other people, other readers on YouTube. I found some that are part of my soul family who I don't think that I will ever be able to not love. I've sent messages out to one in particular person and I don't feel like I'm being reciprocated, so I'm going to have to step away from that friendship, I think, for a while. But, you know, if you have to step away, then you have to step away. And if you don't resonate, leave it for other people. I like watching tarot just for ASMR. That's my fucking autism, man. Like, I just like watching it. It's like watching a soap opera. I don't watch TV, I watch tarot readings. How's that? Okay, so today is the 22nd of December. It is my Uncle Bucky's birthday. I miss my Uncle Bucky. He died in 2005. We shared a very similar elemental, I don't know how to say it. I'm a fire earth cusp. I'm a Leo Virgo cusp. He was also a fire earth cusp. He born at the end of Sagittarius and at the beginning of Capricorn season. And I loved him. He was 19 years old. I still love him. He was 19 when I was born, so he was a little bit older. But he was my playmate, my friend. Even after he got married and had kids, like, I was still a big part of, or he was still a big part of my life. In 2005, he passed away May 5th, 2005. And, the day after, well, I think it was Christmas night, actually, I had a, and this was, you know, like 6 months after he died, I had a dream where I had come home from work and I lived in this big trailer park, and I went to the mailbox kiosk at the front of the park when I got home to get my mail. And I started to turn from the mailboxes up the road that I lived on, and he was standing in the middle of the road, and the trailer park was on fire. Both sides of the road. Mobile homes ablaze. And he was standing in the middle of the road, and he had an envelope in his hand, and he handed that envelope to me, and he was like, "It's gonna be okay." My grandfather had been sick, and I was already kind of feeling like I needed to get away from the Lehigh Valley. And I needed to get away from toxic relationships. Gary, Tom, my ex, Terry, me and Alex were trying to start a new life. He was my fiance at the time. So when I had that dream, it stuck with me. And 2 days after that dream, I got a letter in the mail from the management of the trailer park that I lived in. Mind you, I was only 21 years old, 22. I think I just turned 22. And there was an eviction notice in my mailbox from the trailer park manager because there was too many dogs and too many people living in my house, which I don't understand how they could have done those rules when we owned our houses. We just paid lot rent. But anyway, I still don't, rules don't make sense to me. Some rules. If it's not meant to keep people safe, I don't understand why they're there in the first place. But anyway, I got that letter in the mail. Same envelope, same everything. I packed my kids up, and on January 5th, I got in the car and I made the 8-hour drive down here. No job, no plan, no nothing. Me, 2 kids, 2 dogs, in the car, 8 hours, down here, just on hope and a prayer. So I left Alex at home to take care of closing out the house. My mom had sold the trailer to my roommate at the time, and all that was left to do was for Alex to pack our stuff and come down here. Hold on a second. Hazel's throwing a temper tantrum. Where was I? Yeah, so anyways, we came down here on nothing but hope and a prayer. I got a job at the local animal shelter. We were able to do a rent to own on a place, which I'm not there now, but You know, so like everything was going smooth. I had met some people and I was able to get Alex a job. It was good. I knew a lot of people here anyway. I grew up here. I lived here every summer. I'm in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, if you don't know already. But, yeah. My uncle passed away at 40 years old. And today's his birthday. So I just really kind of wanted to tell that story because that was like the first big trust your intuition leap that I ever made. New mom. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she was only 11 months old. And my oldest son, he was like 2.5 years, like 28 months old. So with that being said, have faith. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It may seem fucking crazy to you. May seem fucking crazy. But it's going to be all right. All right. So what I've got laid out here on the table, it's time to see things from a different perspective. I pulled from the Secret Oracle. And the card at the bottom of the deck is Name the Thing. You see the thing? You look into its eyes. It's a gaze that you've been avoiding. Something you don't want to accept or acknowledge. Right now it's small. It can only inflict minor discomfort. Name it to tame it. Avoid situations that cause stress, or you've been avoiding situations that cause stress. It seems like a good choice at the time, and then it lingers in the back of your mind. It's time to confront your stress and name it. The best way to deal with it is just to deal with it. So what came out is the card being bullheaded. This card is about making a choice. Don't let wounded ego, pride, or stubbornness be the driving force behind your actions. The next card, blinded by bias. A bias is a belief, ideology, person, or group that is favored over another unfairly. You have to explore these biases to reduce their influence. Identify them to eliminate their effects on the broader community, meaning the people around you, your collective. All right, the next card that came out, Here and Now. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think it is. This is not without fear. This is healthy fear, okay? But the mouse doesn't worry on the future. There's no time for the what ifs. There's no future. There is no past. The only thing that exists is right now. The Here and Now card is about focusing on the right now. Okay. Finally, we have time to rise. It's that fire chicken, the phoenix. See your failures and disappointments as opportunities to learn. See the potential and possibility, and allow it to lift you to new heights. Now, I asked for clarifier cards. Being bullheaded, got the Six of Pentacles. Oh, that's the Seven of Wands. The Six of Pentacles. with the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, this card is about, in the Thoth Tarot, it's called Valor. This is about defending yourself and being courageous and brave and, you know, setting boundaries. The Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take, fair sharing. These two cards together, this is balancing self-protection with fair giving and receiving, fiercely protecting your territory, values, or resources while dealing with sharing. You're not being bullheaded for no reason. You're protecting what's yours amid challenges. On the shadow side of that is some inflexibility that may stem from unequal dynamics, either presently or in the past. These cards are asking that you defend your ground while engaging in balanced give and take. It's an invitation for fair support, turning potential isolation into empowered collaboration. Now, for blinded by bias, I immediately saw the red eye, and if you look at the blue eye, it's got a lightning bolt through it. It reminds me of Odin. So the red eye and the blue eye, the fire and the water. The balancing of the masculine and the feminine. Hello. The cards that came out here were the, now this happened a couple times. The Six of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. That's 7 swords. Escaping bad situations and entering good ones with clarity and courage. Together, the 7 swords, though, it's a path to failure. I saw that at 5:55 this morning. My uncle died on 5505. So that was a confirmation for me that I was on the right path, because Bucky was already on my mind. The bias acts like the troubled waters that you're leaving behind. Old patterns and outdated beliefs. They're filters that are clouding your judgment. Overcoming bias involves a courageous shift, recognizing distortions, and then moving toward clarity and better perspectives. Okay, yeah, there's the Here and Now card again. The cards that came out for Here and Now, and if this couldn't have been a better push to change perspective. The High Priestess and the Hanged Man. I'm getting all the chills right now just thinking about it again. The true presence is not achieved through forceful action or mental effort, but deep surrender, intuitive listening, and patient stillness. It's a mystical state entered through non-action, deep listening, and patient allowance. Forcing, rushing, or analyzing will only delay your progress. I was thinking about Justice and the High Priestess card again. Logic and action meeting intuition and nurturing, and the blending of those energies. Hazel? Okay, for the last card, time to rise. It was the 3 and the 8 of Pentacles. Balance and harmony are achieved through collaborative learning of skills and mastering them through attention to detail. All the perceived failures were a learning opportunity. The triggers were your lessons. I had only been a dog groomer for about a year when I left my job that taught me how to groom dogs and started my own business. There was a lot of learning that had to happen. I mean, I'd never run a business before. I was like 26 years old. Never run a business before. I was already terrible with money. I'm still terrible with money. Hello, ADHD. But anyway, rent was like $300 a month, and it was just like one small little room with a tub and a table. And I took all my stuff that I had, I bought more stuff, and I just did the damn thing. And there was a lot of trial and error, and I had to go to work pro bono for another grooming salon for a while, just to make ends meet. And not only did I do that, but I cleaned cottages on the weekends, and I cleaned a private home. So I was in my grooming salon like 4 days a week, and then the other 3 days a week I was doing all this other stuff. I can't work like that anymore. I barely can handle one job. But yeah, 7 days a week while raising 4 kids. My life has been insane. Oh, and dealing with an addict through this whole thing. I've basically been I raised 5 kids. And I just spent the day with his mom, and she can't believe that he never grew up either. But anyway, you know, so a lot of things that triggered me during that time as a business owner were learning and growing opportunities that have put me where I am right now. Like, I wouldn't be the manager that I am today without all of those experiences. I wouldn't be the dog groomer that I am today without having had those experiences. So, the triggers, they were the opportunities for growth. Now, at the bottom of the deck, name the thing. This got me a little bit, because the clarifying cards that came out, I told you this happened a couple times. The 6 of Cups, this is about past, this is nostalgia, this is our inner child, and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, the gift of emotional wholeness given to us by the divine. This is an opportunity for a new chapter. Together it makes 7 cups. The thing that you need to name is a profound, heartfelt emotion tied to the past. This morning I am dedicating this video to my Uncle Bucky, because I woke up this morning, and maybe I'll jump into CapCut and edit it. I'll put a picture right here, the 4 generations. Today's his birthday, and his daughter, my cousin, she posted a bunch of pictures, happy birthday, Dad, and there was like all these pictures of him from when he was alive, and I get to look at his grandbaby, and he looks just like his granddaddy. So that's warms my heart a lot. And my uncle was the catalyst to get me down here, and he stayed with me for several years even after that dream, and there was more visitations like that. Sometimes I would just like be at the beginning of sleep in lucid dreaming state, and he would startle the shit out of me, and I would like fly out of bed. I can't tell you how many times I fell out of bed. Pregnant with Sai, pregnant with Stash. It was after I found out that Adam was friends with my Uncle Bucky, and they used to do dope together, that he stopped coming around. And I had to sit with that today in the car. I had a lot of alone time. In fact, I had 4 hours of alone time, and then I had 4 hours with my mother-in-law, but it occurred to me that he left when it was time for me to deal with the rest of that generational shadow. But sevens were following me like fucking crazy. The 7 swords, the 7 cups. I saw 1771 on my odometer. I had 777 on my odometer. Oh, I saw a billboard that said justice delivered. Call 757-777-7777. Justice delivered? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so sevens were crazy. Until about until I took that picture of my my dashboard with the average miles per gallon and all that shit, where all those synchronicities happened tonight at 4:55 this afternoon. So yeah, sevens were, and today's a 7 day. Okay, where was I? The thing, okay, yeah. Emotion tied to the past. This is love for someone no longer here. Longing for simpler times. Gratitude for old connections. Lingering grief. Or forgiveness that still hurts. Shrouded by the illusion of the 7 cups. Lost in the what ifs. Idealizing or romanticizing memories instead of feeling the real emotions underneath it all. Oh, you have to feel it to heal it. That's why the descent. It's time to pull those last emotions that you are still not feeling. This is about avoiding your emotions. I live with a man who avoids his emotions. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're overwhelmed by too many feelings and trying to escape into daydreams. Escapism doesn't work. Avoidance doesn't work. When somebody is showing you the mirror, don't shut down and run away.
I felt kind of dizzy. I don't know what my stupid ass was thinking. I just started.
Name the thing.
Like they couldn't see me, recognize my car.
Name the thing.
I just started driving.
The only way that you're going to be able to listen. When we start these healing journeys, we're all in the apprentice seat. We're all in the apprentice seat. We're going to make mistakes. But once you start realizing when you make those mistakes, that's a you problem, and you take accountability for those mistakes, then you become the master.
Dressing a disco guy in an afro and he looked like a black dude that just spoke a little Spanish. Before we get into the story, guys, thank you so much. The last story time I mentioned.
Then you become the master. Then you rise.
Subscribers in the past few days. Alright guys, let's talk about one of my favorite people.
Let the clarity of those felt emotions carry you to calmer waters.
So my grandma and grandpa lived on 6th Street in Merced my entire life. Next
The veil's wide open today. It's wide open today. So you may have been even feeling some of this coming up today, and I'm just naming it for you now. At 7:10 in the evening. The veil is open. The High Priestess is here to illuminate the illusion. The thing that you've been avoiding, to help you change your perspective so you don't feel like you're stuck. Time to rise can also be about soaring up. Birds teach us about perspective, to get a higher look, macro perspective on a little teeny thing, seeing it from a different angle. So that way you can change the way that you think about it and heal it. The very last card is the Temple Path reversed.
They had a daughter named Geraldine. Sorry, I know you're married. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Jerry because you know those old school houses, the fence was like 4 feet tall. Something I forgot to mention, guys. From 17 to
the Temple Path reversed. Let's see. This is card number 12. When I read this, I was like, oh, it is perfect. This is a sign that you may have fallen from your path. Whatever's distracting you, receiving this card reversed is a firm message that it's time to make your spiritual life and evolution a much higher priority. Not doing so represents an important loss of power. So clear your mind, meditate, and open up to the presence of Spirit. And whatever else you may have going on, consider this an important part of your personal and tactical plans. The support and inspiration of all eternity and countless loving spirits are available to you. Not turning to them is like cursing the dark when you refuse to turn on the lights. I love you. Have a good night. I'm glad I could get you this message this evening, and I hope you have a good one. Catch you on the next video.